Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Start the intro. Okay. Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, five-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, and owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting. Tonight, we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Dr. Vikki Johnson. A little bit about her. Get ready for your life to change again. Dr. Vikki Johnson is a transformational speaker, chaplain, and best-selling author of 12 books. Her most recent book, Soul Wealth, Finding Vision, Compassion, Authenticity, Abundance, and Legacy in the Midst of Chaos, was released August 2019. Our soul is the seat of our emotions. Frequently, we live layered lives because over time, we start to exist or do just enough to survive. Many have lost their drive or passion to ascend to greater and have settled for whatever. This book explores the condition of our souls, examines the true state of our lives, and has prompts to set goals to manifest or strengthen emotional wellness, making room for perpetual peace, love, and bliss. Dr. Vikki started Girl Talk Unplugged in 2000 and has since transformed the lives of over 500,000 women via multiple media outlets. In 2014, her passion for empowering women evolved into Soul Wealth. Today, the Soul Wealth Sacred Sisterhood is an online community with lots of in-person engagement, mentoring women leaders as they build their own communities. In addition to the book, this lifestyle brand includes a t-shirt line, Sacred Home Collection, and the Soul Wealth Academy. Dr. Johnson mentors women to break up with the status quo in their lives, be great in the mirror first, then amazing in the marketplace. Her mission is to strengthen multi-generational relationships among women so they can experience ascendant living filled with vision, compassion, authenticity, abundance, and legacy. An Emmy Award-winning media professional with over 35 years in entertainment and 20 years in marketplace social impact, she has a successful 18-year career at BET Network, Viacom. Currently, she serves as the District of Columbia Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment, where she plays a major role in the film division. In this role, she is also a member of the Mayor's Special Events Task Group for the District of Columbia. A graduate of Howard University, she is a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, National Association of Black Female Executives in Music and Entertainment, Women's Speaker Association, and supports MC Light Hip Hop Sisters Foundation Wealth Experience Portal Spiritual Support Team. Welcome to the table, the amazing and legendary Dr. Vikki Johnson.
Well, hello, ma'am. How are you?
I am excited to have you at the table tonight.
I'm excited to be at the table. How about that?
Yes. So, Dr. Vikki, you have such an amazing bio, have done some amazing things. Could you please tell us about your entrepreneur journey?
I'm going to say it started before I was born, actually. I know I inherited the mantle of entrepreneurship. My grandmother, growing up, my maternal grandmother was the Avon lady. You remember Avon? You might be.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So my grandmother was the Avon lady. Her whole house, she had a whole room dedicated to Avon, and literally, as a child, I remember watching her work that business. And back in the day, Avon was like Mary Kay is now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the thing. So my grandmother had a very, very successful Avon business. My grandfather was a longshoreman, and just being around that experience and watching her freedom and being able to go when she wanted and travel when she wanted, I think really made an impression on me as a child. So it wasn't necessarily an intentional pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
It was more or less an evolution of my journey, right? And what does that look like? It looks like I have a passion for this. Let me try this. I can make money doing that? Okay, let me, it evolved like that. And one thing led to another and to another and to another, and now you have that long bio you just read.
Right.
I'm really grateful for every experience, and I live by, if it's in your mind, it's in your future, right? Imagination is God's gift of encouragement, inspiration, motivation. So if there's a seed planted in your mind, I believe, my opinion, that seed or that picture comes from God to give you a glance at his intention, at God's intention for your life. And that's really how I live, very serendipitously. Comes in my, like I had another idea today. I was like, really, God? Okay, well, we'll see. So I don't judge it. I don't try to manipulate it. I just allow the energy of God to lead my life from one moment to the next. And that's how I live.
Yeah, I told our listeners they were in for a treat tonight. See, Dr. Vikki already done started up. See, I told you she has a word for us tonight. Dr. Vikki, you have a passion for empowering women, which is why you turn your passion and your vision into a movement called the Soul Wealth Movement. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, Soul Wealth is an evolution. Again, it's an expansion of something I was doing previously called Girl Talk, which I started in 1999. I started Girl Talk in 1999 as a community gathering, which was a spinoff of a radio show that I was doing. I had a radio show for 7 years. I was on the radio every single day, Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. drive time for 7 years. And the expansion of that was a quarterly event that I did called Girl Talk, where I would have anywhere from 300 to 1,000 women in a room discussing whatever. It was intimate, informal, and unscripted every quarter at a different location. So that was Girl Talk. I did that for 7 years. Then when my daughter went to high school, I took a break. When she went to college, I came back with Girl Talk and added Unplugged to it. And in 2013, did Girl Talk Unplugged, the ultimate getaway. It was really, I just really wanted to do a big pajama party, and I did. And I had about 250 women attend that weekend. On the last day, women were like, what are we going to do next? I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to have a big pajama party. You know, if it's in your mind, it's in your future. Remember I said that?
Right.
And so I didn't have a plan. And the thing about Girl Talk is I built that community without social media. That was pre-social media.
Wow.
I think at the time, MySpace was like what Instagram is today. And it was just beginning. But when I first started, there was no social media. There was only radio. And so that in itself was an arrow for me that I had an acumen or capacity, if you will, for grassroots movements, right, to create and then build and grow an idea. And that's what Girl Talk became. And after that weekend, I created a Facebook group that grew from 250 women to almost 5,000 women. And in December of 2014, had another idea. I got invited to do a TED Talk and did a TED Talk on the power of sacred sisterhood, which is connection, collaboration, and community. When women connect, collaborate, and create community, the result is soul wealth, coming right out of 3 John. I would that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. And that was the beginning of soul wealth, that TED Talk. And over the course of the next several months, I started getting another idea. That's how it starts, with an idea when you're open, because God is creative, and because we're made in the image of God, we're creative too. And so the evolution of Girl Talk Unplugged became soul wealth, sacred sisterhood, that turned into, expanded into the Soul Wealth Academy, which is where I mentor women, Soul Wealth product line, and Soul Wealth, the lifestyle movement. What is Soul Wealth? It's vision, compassion, authenticity, abundance, and legacy. Those are the tenets of Soul Wealth, and that's really what I offer to women, is to manifest those things first in your life and then in the lives of the people who are connected to you, and that's predominantly women. And that's how Soul Wealth came about. It was a download while I was preparing for my TED Talk, and then with each new idea, it expanded, and here we are.
Into a enterprise. And then you have a book that just launched back in August. Congratulations. Yep. Let's talk about the Amazing Soul Wealth book. By the way, listeners, I have the book, and it has been amazing thus far. So, Dr. Vikki, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, what do you think about it? I'm going to flip it on you for a minute, What do you think about the book?
So far, so good. I'm loving it. You talk about different, obstacles and challenges you've had, and, I can relate to some of them. So I'm loving how you're telling us, basically with different obstacles that we face in life, to keep moving, right? That your circle's important, your environment's important. So I'm just loving it.
And that's really what it's about. It's the message of living a well life, because your life can only be as healthy as your emotions. Your soul is the seat of your emotions. And so if you have all the material things you want, yet you're not emotionally healthy or on a journey to emotional wellness, then what people perceive as success will be short-lived, because the fire of your blessing will burn you up if you don't have the capacity to manage the flame. And that's what we see happen a lot, is people get successful or acquire a level of success before they're emotionally ready or mature or have the capacity to handle all that comes with that. Because to whom much is given, much is required. So the book is, again, another idea, and it took me about 3 years to write. I wasn't in a hurry, and I knew that the book would be ready and released and in the marketplace at the right time. And I think we can agree that the world is in chaos. Right now. And Soul Wealth is a way, not the way, but it is a way, and offers tools to help the reader navigate life. When life is filled with chaos or surrounded by chaos, you don't have to necessarily be in your life. But if you're surrounded by it, you're impacted by it. So if you're impacted by it, I would like to believe that Soul Wealth gives us tools to navigate that journey.
Yes, and it does. And for, just speaking on, just talking about your book, what is some advice you would give to that listener who has an idea, right? Because we talked about how you built your enterprises off an idea and you executed it. So what is some advice you would give to that listener who has these great ideas, but they're afraid to jump and execute it?
Do it afraid. Do it afraid. What if it does work? A lot of times we think, what if it doesn't work? But what if it does work? So do it afraid. And then the internet has completely changed the game. You can be mentored and never meet someone that's mentoring you. You know, I heard somebody say one time, you can figure anything out with Google and God, and that's the truth. So that's my advice. Like, it's not real convoluted or complicated. You know, if you have an idea, God gave it to you, and God gave it to you for a reason. Whatever you don't know, you can figure it out. If you're not online on Google, or God doesn't give you a divine download, there are books you can read. You know, YouTube is like the best university ever.
Yes.
You know, I'm not saying every single thing on there is accurate, tried, and true, but there's a lot of good content on YouTube. So if you don't, you know, and for every excuse, there's a solution. Okay, I don't have a phone. I don't have a computer. You can go to the library. The computer is free.
Yep.
If you went to the library and did 30 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, that's what, 1, 2, 2.5 hours of free instruction.
Yep.
2.5 hours a week. That's 10 hours a month. So you don't have 10 hours a month? Is my question. You know, I don't give advice. I ask questions. I ask questions because the answer all the time is within us.
And that's so important, right, that we step out there and we take these jumps. It don't have to be perfect. Just do it. And I know just meeting Dr. Vikki, meeting you a couple weeks ago at Jessica Moses' conference, which was amazing. Dr. Vikki definitely left us with a word at the conference, and you spoke about being disruptive, right, and not settling for whatever. So can we talk more about being disruptive and with our listeners, why it's important to not settle and be disruptive when you're pursuing your dreams to get to the next level, when you're in every area of life?
Because settling typically is synonymous with mediocrity. Who wants to live an average life? I don't. Average is easy. Familiar is easy. Routine is easy. And soon enough, that won't be enough. Right? Then you'll be living in resentment. So do the hard thing now so that you can live in an easy place later. Do the things you don't want to do now so that you can do the things you want to do later. And it requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires self-control. It requires delayed gratification. You know, maybe you can't do what your friends are doing right now because you got to go to the library for those 30 minutes a day. You know, and get some information you might not have access to otherwise. So there's always a way, Ashley. That's what I like to say. There's always a way. There's always a way to do anything. I was watching an interview today on YouTube, Byron Allen, who, you know, said something that I've seen quite a bit lately. So when I keep seeing messages repeat, that's God saying to me, Vikki, I want you to get this. I want you to get this. And what he said, that is about the third time I've seen that this week, is there is no shortage of money. There is no shortage of money. Money is circulating all the time. We just need the wisdom and the knowledge and the information and the access to get it.
Powerful.
There is no shortage of money. It's just that only a few people know how to access what they need. So that means I need to read some more books, get in some more rooms, make the investment, be around some different people. So I need to find people who are doing what I want to do and doing it greatly, and then study them. If I'm the smartest person in my circle, I'm in the wrong circle. Because I'm not learning anything. I'm teaching a lot, but I'm not learning anything if I'm the smartest person. So it's about being intentional about being smarter at night when I go to bed than I was when I woke up that morning. And that's my challenge to those who are listening. Be smarter every night than you were when you woke up that morning. Learn something new every day. Whether it's a vocabulary word, a new book. Be smarter. Because we have access to everything we need.
Gems, and gems. Do the hard things now so you can do the things you want to do later, and be around people who are where you want to be so you can study them. Listeners, I hope you're taking notes. So, Dr. Vikki, why is it important for us to be in the right environments and the right circles, right? I know we spoke a little bit about that earlier in the interview when we just got started, but why is that so important? Because I think, sometimes not sometimes, but it does control our mindset, right? Determining the environments and the different circles that you're in, because we all know that the first 5 people are the people that we're probably going to be alike, right? The people that we're hanging around. So can we talk more about that?
So why is it important to be around the right people?
Yeah.
That's an easy answer. So you can have peace. Like, that's my answer. So you can have peace. And I can't say to someone else, those are the right people for you. You know that. You know that. Nobody can tell you who's right and who's wrong. You already know. And so that's why I say I don't give advice. I share my experience and serve and support and offer that if my experience can help your experience, by all means, draw from it. Draw from the well of my experience. But I'm not going to force you to drink it. And that's how I preserve my peace. I don't force people to do anything they don't want to do. You know why? Because I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do. I did that for a long time, and I didn't like it. I didn't have peace. I was comfortable. It was familiar, but I didn't have peace. And isn't it something you can be in an unfamiliar place, be uncomfortable, yet have peace? Because you know you're growing. I was at a conference in Atlanta last couple weekends ago, maybe last weekend ago. My time is running together. And Brandon Jones, really powerful young man, psychologist, psychotherapist, he said there is no growth in the comfort zone and there is no comfort in the growth zone. I will never forget that. So if you're comfortable, you're not growing.
That's right. That's right.
And if you're growing, you're uncomfortable. So I'm looking to be uncomfortable because I want to keep growing. And the way to break out of the monotony of a comfort zone is to do something uncomfortable. So if you're not a morning person, then the thing to do is force yourself to get up early. And work out or write in your journal or, if you're a morning person, force yourself to stay up a little later. If you exercise in the morning, exercise at night. If you exercise at night, exercise in the morning. Do something different. Interrupt your pattern is the point. If you're used to going to the movies with a bunch of people, go to the movies by yourself. If you won't invest in and go to a conference unless 2 or 3 of your girlfriends go, find a conference to go to and go alone. Like, put yourself in the room alone so that you now have capacity to meet new and different people. If you've only gone to things that are free, set the intention and invest in your growth the way you would invest in your car if it broke down and you had to drop $800. Spend $800 on you. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I evolved into who I am. The first time I dropped over $1,000 for a registration, I was like, what in the world? Okay, I did it. It's just money. I paid $10,000 for a program. Okay, it's just money. Again, listening to that Byron Allen interview, you know what he said in this interview? He said $300 million is not a lot of money.
Oh, all right.
It's not a lot of money to people who have multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. It's only a lot of money to people who don't have it. But when you shift your mindset to, you know what, $300 million is not a lot of money when there are hundreds of trillions of dollars in circulation. What's $300 million? Nothing to a billionaire.
That's right.
It's a mindset shift. And I want to offer that we start looking at life from the top down and not from the bottom up.
Powerful.
Because that's where the 1% live. They look at things from the top down. It's the 99% or 97% or the majority that look at life from the bottom up. And I'm deciding to be uncomfortable and look at life from the top down.
Which is why we have to get in the rooms, right, with the people that we want to become, the people that we want to study. And then I know you are very advocate for mentorship.
Yes.
And a lot of people, like you stated, we have to invest in ourselves. And mentorship is one thing we should be investing in because we can't get to where we're going by ourselves. So can you talk to us about the importance of mentorship?
Well, you just said it. A mentor is going to guide you through tight places, unfamiliar places, uncomfortable places that you can't get on your own or with the people you commonly spend time with. Because if you could do it, you would have done it already. So a mentor is in your life to challenge you, to push you, not coddle you, not baby you. Show compassion, yes, but to challenge you, to grow. Grow beyond what's convenient. Grow beyond what's comfortable. That's what a mentor is to do. And sometimes, and this is not popular, but I'm going to say it, right? A mentor's position is to piss you off. Make you so angry that you do something. To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So if your mentor has never pissed you off, you got the wrong person.
Absolutely.
Because a mentor is not necessarily your friend first. They're in your life to interrupt your complacency.
Interrupt. Keyword, interrupt your complacency.
Yep.
So, Dr. Vicky, you've been in media for 35 years or more.
Ooh, long time, almost 40.
Yes, long time, right. So I know we have some listeners that are, in the media industry. They're looking to continue to grow in the industry. So I know you don't give advice, but what are some strategies you would give to listeners that are looking to continue to grow in the media industry?
Always learn. Be in the room. What room? Whatever room you want to be in. It's the same. The tools that we have shared so far are the same, no matter the industry. And I will say, build relationship, genuine relationship without an agenda. When you get in the room, be in the room to serve. What can you offer? What do you bring? That's how you learn. You learn through serving. Not be in the room for what you can get. What can you give? What do you bring? And the few that are willing to do that are the ones who leave in overflow. Because the magic doesn't happen when the lights come on. The magic happens before the lights come on and after the lights go off. When I was playing basketball, I played basketball in middle school, high school, and college. And the work was done in practice, not on the court. When it was game time, those were the results of the hours of sacrifice and self-control and discipline. So winning a championship, that's a result of hard work and determination. So the few minutes that you see in the spotlight, those are the results that require what most people aren't willing to give.
And it all starts
time,
with
energy, and sweat. A lot of sweat. Sometimes injury, because that's how bad you want it.
Time, energy, and a lot of sweat for our listeners that are listening. And being in the room to serve, that's the key. So the pros and cons of the media industry, what would you say they would be from your thoughts?
The pros and cons of the media industry. I'll start with cons. Impatient. Entitlement. Ego. Arrogance. Selfishness. Pros of the media industry are patience, humility, integrity, character. With those traits, you can do anything you want in the industry. Because where there's no integrity and character, there's no self-control. There's no principles. There's no core values. There's no substance. Where there is humility, integrity, and character, there's substance and sustainability. I've seen a lot of people come and go. A lot. Over the 40 years I've been in the industry. A lot. I've seen people have great success without the emotional maturity to maintain a culture of success, and they lost it all and had to start over or do something else. So those are my pros and cons, you know, building upon what we've already shared. It's the same across all industries, really.
So I know you, out of your 40 years, Dr. Vikki has done some amazing things and have built multiple tables for yourself. So how did you create your seat at the table?
Serving other people.
Mhm.
Serving other people. And serving other people afforded me the opportunity to not just be, a media executive, but to be an Emmy Award winning media executive. I have an Emmy Award.
Yes, ma'am, you do. Mhm.
And I give God glory for that. But I don't wear that.
Mhm.
That's not who I am. That's the result of sacrifice and self-control and serving. And so there are no shortcuts to success. Let me say that. I don't care who you are. One way or another, you're going to put in your time.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I am grateful that I had the opportunity and privilege to put in my time early.
Mhm.
So that now I can walk it out from a place that is sustainable, that I have character and emotional maturity and wellness to handle the divine opportunities that are presented to me now.
And serving is the key, and also collaboration.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand what real collaboration is. It's reciprocal on both sides, but a lot of people don't understand that, Dr. Vikki. So could you speak a little bit about collaboration and how to effectively collaborate?
Well, collaboration starts with relationship. It starts with connecting first, and then communicating, having a true conversation, which let me just insert parenthetically that we have to get back to the art of communicating, having a conversation. A lot of people don't like to talk on the phone or talk in person. They prefer email and text message and social media and DM me and email me. But there's nothing like genuine human, face-to-face, voice-to-voice connection. Nothing can replace that. Nothing can replace that. And God help people who are addicted to social media and or to their phones. A few times this year, Facebook and Instagram have taught the world how addicted people are to both of their platforms because the services went out. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
People were losing it. Losing it.
Yeah.
Because artificial intelligence is a real addiction.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like the art of human-to-human connection. And it's a skill that a lot of people don't have.
A skill.
It's a necessary skill for sustainability, not just in media, but in life. We don't tell young people anymore. When you're talking to someone, look them in the eye. Stop looking down. Walk with your head up and your shoulders back. Articulate your words. Give a firm handshake. Let your word be impeccable. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions. When you show up, always do your best or don't do it. Live with a spirit of excellence. You can't get that from social media alone. And I get that we live in a digital world. I understand that and the importance of knowing how to navigate that. But it should not be either or. You should live in a both and world. Know how to do both. Be fluid on social media and be fluid socially in real life. And make sure that who you are online is who you are if people followed you home.
Ooh, good one.
Like, it's nothing more disappointing than to meet someone online and that's not who they are in person. That's the worst to me. It's the worst. It's the worst kind of fraud ever.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about visually. I mean in substance.
Yeah.
You meet people, they're so bubbly and amazing and exciting and passionate online, and you meet them in person and they have zero personality. That's out of alignment.
Yeah. Listeners, I hope you're taking notes. Dr. Vikki, I'm so glad you shine light on that area, because I think a lot of people talk about collaboration, and when you get into these projects, you get into collaboration, and they're not the same person. So I'm so glad we spoke on that, because I think people kind of have that definition really kind of shaded, and it needs to be some more light shine to that, to really know how to effectively do it. And thank you for shining light on that.
Yeah, cultivate communication. Cultivate character. Cultivate consistency. Cultivate commitment. Cultivate genuine connection. Cultivate those things. It takes practice to do those things. That's what's going to sustain you. And when I'm talking about soul wealth, one of the things that I share and say is, yes, dollars and cents, literally, like dollars and cents are necessary, but currency also comes in the form of relationship and access. I don't need a yacht if I have friends that have a yacht, because I built relationship with them. I don't need a beach house. Now, if I want one and I want to pursue it, then I have to go through the process to get one. But if I have friends that have a beach house, I don't need to buy one.
Right.
Because they will say, Vikki, anytime you want to come, just say, you're welcome. Okay. See, that's what soul wealth is. I have it, or I have access to it. That's soul wealth. I mean, genuine access, not on some, let me pay you and you can help me perpetuate this fraudulent presentation. That's not what I'm talking about. Again, integrity, character, honesty, transparency, vulnerability. That's soul wealth. One of the greatest compliments I get that really blesses me is when people say to me, you know what I love about you? You are the same no matter what is going on. That's a blessing to me, because it's confirmation that I'm doing my work and checking in and growing and evolving and letting go and surrendering and allowing. Vikki, no matter when I see you, you are the same. No matter who you are around, you are the same. It's whack to me when you have a different persona based on where you are and who you're around, your fake, and you don't know who you are. And that's the journey of discovery you need to take. Who are you?
Right.
When I was at BET leading the Wrap It Up campaign, which was the HIV/AIDS campaign, it required that we talk about sex and sexuality a lot. And sometimes I would get asked, you're an ordained elder in the church, you're a minister, how do you navigate having conversations around sex and sexuality and sexually transmitted diseases, and you're a preacher? I'm like, how do you not? I know who I am.
Right.
So I'm not uncomfortable having those conversations. How do you not have the conversations?
Right.
Because ignorance is not of God. Sticking my head in the sand, is God pleased with that? Is God pleased with me pretending like this is not a real issue? That's how we got here, pretending that it's not an issue at all. So who better than to have that conversation than somebody of faith with a God, Christ-centered focus and mindset?
Yes.
Because when you live that way, you're operating in truth. And healing can only take place in the light of truth. So if you're not living your life in truth, or seeking to live in more truth, or shining the light of truth, then you're not fully living God's intention or God's dream for yourself. You still don't have all the lights on. And anytime you don't have all the lights on, you're not seeing everything that's there. You're just kind of feeling your way through. And why feel your way through when you can see your way through if you turn on the light? You ever done that? You looking for something and you trying to feel your way, and you like, I can just feel my way. And then you like, let me just turn on some more light so I can see what I'm doing. Life is the same way. Turn on the light.
To our listeners, I'm just over here and wow, because I knew Dr. Vikki was going to shine some light on some things tonight and really bless us, and she is. And over your 40 years of experience or more, Dr. Vikki, I know you've had your successes and your failures. So what did failure teach you on your journey?
Girl, turn on the light. Why are you in the dark? Why are you sneaking? Why are you hiding? And God sees everything anyway. Who are you hiding from? Yourself? Tell the truth. See, I'm one of them that asks for forgiveness sometimes, not permission.
Right.
I was that kind of child. I'm gonna do it. Okay. So after I did what I wanted to do, I would go and tell on myself. This is what I did. So darkness told me just turn on the light so you can see what you're doing. Take responsibility for your choices.
Yeah.
Know that every choice has a consequence. So be mindful of what you choose, because every choice has a consequence. That's what it taught me. That's what my failures taught me. My failures taught me that, failure isn't final. You can start again. You can start from where you are. As long as you're breathing, you can begin again.
And a lot of us don't like that process, right? A lot of us don't.
It doesn't feel good. It's not pretty all the time. It is real ugly, honestly. It's not pretty. But so what?
Yep.
Everybody's not pretty all the time, and anybody who shows up pretty all the time, they lying. They're not being truthful.
Failure taught us that every choice has a consequence. You're very successful. So what did success teach you, Dr. Vikki?
Be humble, because it's not my success. And my success is only as great as the last thing I did.
Mm-hmm.
Always grow, keep growing. Success can be fleeting. Don't let it go to my head because it wasn't me.
Right.
It was God in me, through me, as me in that moment. And to live fully, be fully present, be where my feet are. And to celebrate. Let me say that. It's not always work. Celebrate, have fun, laugh, love, spend time with people that reflect to you your greatness, that allow you to feel good about who you are, not what you do alone, but who love you for who you are, not for what you can do for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So celebration is very important. Nobody wants to work all the time. Self-care is important. Rest is important. Sleep is important. I am not on team no sleep, honey. I love to sleep. I go to bed at night. I get my sleep. I drink water. I eat my vegetables, taking care of yourself. Success also taught me that. Take care of yourself. What good is it to work so hard, don't take care of yourself, don't sleep, don't drink water, don't do the things you're supposed to do. Then when you finally reach a place you want to reach, you don't have the health to enjoy it.
And I know Dr. Vicky speaking to a lot of people that's listening because especially with our type A people, we got to make sure we're doing that self-care and that we're taking care of ourselves as well.
You better.
Right.
And be kind to people. Be kind to people. That's the other thing. Be nice to people. Consider other people. Consider other people. Right? Especially when you up. Consider other people. Because tables always turn.
Okay. All right. Be kind to people. Because them tables will turn. Absolutely.
They always turn.
This interview, I told you listeners it was going to be powerful, and it has been powerful. Dr. Vicky, we're in the fourth quarter, and I already know you're going to close it out with, I don't know, fireworks, right? So what can we expect from you the rest of 2019? Whatever you can tell us, whatever you can release right now.
Just connect with me. If you want to be a part of the Soul Wealth journey, that's what I offer to you is connect with me. I'm on all social media platforms for the most part. Instagram and Twitter at all things Vikki, Vikki. I have a mailing list you can join, VickyJohnson.com, VickiJohnson.com. I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook at Dr. Vikki Johnson. And then on Facebook, I have an Elder Vikki Johnson page that you can follow my ministry journey, Soul Wealth, Sacred Sisterhood. You can follow my sisterhood journey, on that page. I'm just enjoying my life, right, and the people in it, and loving the people who I have given access to me and who have given me access to them, loving them well. That's what I want to do. I want to live my best life. I want to love well, and I want to laugh a lot.
Yes.
That's me. I want to live well. I want to love well. I want to laugh a lot. That's what I'm going to be doing the rest of 2019. My birthday is in December, so I celebrate the whole month. All 31 days.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do. So December is my turn-up month every single day. All 31 days I celebrate.
All 31 days. I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Celebrating life. Told you. I'm living my best life.
And she is.
And that's not without flaw, okay? It's not without flaw, but by God's grace and favor and mercy at times, I get up purposing to be better every day. Like, I don't always get it right, but I have a mind to do right. So every day, my pursuit is to be more like God in every area of my life. Now, sometimes Peter comes out, right?
Yes.
Sometimes, because I can be real petty, right? So let me just say that, right? Sometimes I can be real petty because being petty is fun.
Yep.
You know, I'm not always walking in my divinity, right? Sometimes I'm real petty.
We're human. Right. We're human.
Sometimes I'm petty. So that's just me being transparent.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for every breath, every heartbeat, every opportunity to live, love, and laugh. Life is precious. Life is short. And I want to die empty. So that's it, Alexis. I don't have nothing else to say.
Well, listeners, connect with Dr. Vikki, man. I met her a couple weeks ago, and it was just a divine connection. She is amazing. I am blessed to be a part of her mentee group, one of her mentees, loving it, have her book. Connect with her. She is the person that you meet outside of social media. She just, like she said, she's the same person. So you're not going to meet a different person that was on the show today when you do meet her in person. So definitely connect. So, Dr. Vikki, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table.
Oh, you are welcome. I'm so proud of you. Let me just edify you for a minute. I'm so proud of you, and I met you, you know, and you said, "Oh, I have my own radio and TV station." I said, "What? Tell me about that." Right? So I just want to edify you and encourage you and empower you to keep going. You know, it is what it is today, and it's phenomenal today. And I just encourage you to keep pursuing the vision that you see, that you continue manifesting everything God told you to manifest, and you keep walking in authority and in your divine assignment, because it looks good on you. It really does. So when you asked me if we could have this conversation, I was like, absolutely. I'm here for it. I want to see you win, and I want to see you win big and leave a legacy that lets the world know you were here. So keep doing what you're doing. Alexis, it is really an amazing thing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vikki. I'm definitely humbled. I'm humbled, and that's what I always say, you never know who's watching you, right? So I know Dr. Vikki gets on social media. I know she's not big on social media a lot, but, you know, this just confirms that she's watching. And I'm just blessed to be able to be in the room with you and to be able to be mentored by you as well. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, and thank you again for this opportunity. And, you know, everybody go out into the world and live your best life, love well, and laugh a lot.
Yes, yes, yes. You heard it from Dr. Vikki, so make sure you all connect with her. Thank you again. Special thanks to Jessica Mosley. Special thanks to John Schamberg and Tammy Collins Marquis. And I would also like to give a special thanks to my two mentees, Sarah from Tennessee State University and my other mentee, Vontaria from Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.